Hey guys, it's the Gundam Boy, and today we're going to be talking about the MA5C, and there's not that much to talk about it, so we'll get straight into it. You can acquire this weapon from the Obedient Democracy Support Troopers Warbond on the first page. Taking a look at the weapon's stats, it has a damage of 80, a capacity of 32, recoil of 19, fire rate of 640, and its medium armor pen. Taking a look at its durable damage, it looks very familiar as it's at 16. Taking a look back at the Adjudicator, I looked at it and I remembered that they recently buffed the gun's damage to 95 and 23 durable damage. After a little bit more digging, I realized that in a past patch, they actually changed the gun from 80 to 90 and they increased the durable damage from 16 to 23, which basically means the MA5C has the similar stats to the pre-buffed Adjudicator. And the best thing is, they have very similar damage outputs at the end of the day. The only real thing to note about the difference between the MA5C and the Adjudicator is that the MA5C handles better, and that you can customize your Adjudicator to do whatever I did with this. I gotta appreciate the fact that for the assault rifle, when you go in the first person, it looks like this. Even the little compass points north, so it can fire in full auto, semi-auto, and burst. And it has an integrated flashlight for those dark, spooky cave missions. And if you guys are wondering why this gun's been crashing people's games, just look at this. You see this? Alright, this gun has 25 in the magazine. Oh! This gun also has 25 in the magazine. No, it didn't. It had 32. Which brings me to the worst part. If I reload this gun, watch this. No wonder why they used to crash before. It would keep track of the ammo count of everybody else's gun, especially when you fired it. But let's go test it on some enemies. Moving on to the bug front, I'll have to say it does pretty good against the lesser chaff, but that's not much to say against, chaff. Against greater chaff enemies though, like hive guards, bile spears, and brood commanders, I'll have to say it's a pretty damn good assault rifle. Though just like the Adjudicator, you need to make sure you're landing those shots right on their weak points or you'll be spending more ammo taking them down. Killing the bile spear was really easy and I barely used any of the mag. With the only real drawback of this gun on the bug front being it's kind of constricted to how much enemies you can face off with. If your support weapon is your primary, then this assault rifle is a good secondary. While not good for taking on giant swarms of bugs, it's a great counter against the greater chaff. And don't ask me how it does against the Charger's ass, I'm not doing it. While it does alright against the Illuminate Voteless, it's very similar to how it's like on the bug front. When there's a lot of enemies, that's when your ammo starts to go. However, if you just shoot their legs out with the assault rifle, then you can put them to sleep with the forever night-night gun. Go to sleep, 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 go to... I'll have to say though, it performs way better against my least favorite enemies in the game, the Overseers. And I fucking hate Overseers! And since it's medium pen, it means you can take them out pretty easily at the head. Ooh, this is awkward. And a surprise to no one, it's still annoying to use against things like elevated Overseers. And you can't go for a more accurate shot because this gun doesn't have any sights to actually aim down. And for the love of God, please do not use this weapon against things like a meatball. This is just a complete waste of ammo and time. Because by the time I was actually able to kill it, I only had 4 magazines left. So yeah, not really worth it. And since it has medium pen, it means you're going to be fully capable of fending off things like squiggles. Well, not in the first run at least. Just really jarring how this gun reminds me of the Adjudicator. On the bot front, I'll have to say that this gun performs probably the best here. Being able to take out troopers in 2 shots and 1 shot to the head. If you're aiming for the cock of the Scout Strider, it should take him down at least 4 shots. Or you could just, aim for the rocket and make it blow up. While it is good for taking down berserkers, it's not really good for facing down with a bunch of them, especially with that tiny mag. I felt like I was cutting these guys forever. Against the Devastator though, you'll have to pay attention to when your gun's hitting him, as when I first started testing it out, I completely forgot it was medium pen and tried to go for a headshot, which shakes his body a little bit, making it a little bit harder to actually land a headshot. You're supposed to be able to take this guy down in at least 2 shots. If you're spraying this gun at an Automaton Devastator, you will spend a fair amount of your ammo. I will have to say though, in its current state, the assault rifle feels kinda sluggish against the bots, especially once you start getting in the bigger firefights. You also have to keep in mind that this assault rifle does have a effective range considering its lack of scope. It is a harder weapon to use on the bot front if you're trying to maintain a certain distance, especially against things like the Incendiary Core. And I'm gonna have to be real with you guys, I do not personally like this gun. I think it reminds me too much of the Adjudicator, and I already don't like the playstyle of the Adjudicator, so it just kinda stacks on each other. And no, it's not because the gun kicks like a donkey, I just don't like how this gun feels. There's a lot of cases where I could argue like in defense of a weapon, but I feel like in this case for the MA5C, it's just too damn similar to the pre-buffed Adjudicator. Typically I'd be more excited doing a weapon review like this, but this gun feels so familiar to me before that it's kinda hard to work on it. I like the details of the gun and I love Halo, but man, I do not love how this gun feels in Helldivers. But this comes from a stinky YouTuber's opinion. What do you guys personally think about the gun? I'm personally excited for the new arsenal weapons. Ah!